Okay, so thank you for everyone who's taking the time to spend it with us today to learn more about Areté. Ashley touched on it a little bit. We will have a Q&A at the end, so you can feel free to drop your questions in the chat or the Q&A feature on Zoom. We do have a moderator behind the scenes, so she'll be taking care of those questions, making sure that they get answered. If we can't get to them during the presentation, we will absolutely answer them at the end. So I would like to first introduce Ashley Mooney. She is the CEO of Simply Organic Beauty and the founder of Areté. So we are very excited to hear from her today.
Hi, everyone. Yes, so just wanting to set the stage a little bit. So Simply Organic, we are super excited to be introducing Areté into the world. This has really been over 2 decades in the making that we've been on this mission to change salons for the better for our world. And we'll show you the 3 ways we really try to accomplish that. And you'll see how this actually has created the entire Areté brand. So our first pillar is product. So true to the name, we actually started with providing healthier product alternatives to stylists, caring about their health and wellness behind the chair, as well as their clients. We didn't just believe in just having holistic beauty offerings. We built an entire business model on it. But as we continue to grow and evolve, these pillars really turned into something much more, because there are many ways we can change salons for the better. And the second became the planet. So every product that we offer, and of course, all of the Areté products are really created with sustainability at the forefront. And we know that that always looks different for every person and every brand. And we're just excited to be offering all these different options and different solutions to a really important problem. And then third is prosperity. So what we mean by that is we have a very stylist first mindset, and we're committed to the financial and emotional wellness of the hairstylists and the hairdressing community. And you'll notice that in our Areté presentation today that we've really tried to put the stylist to the forefront, because that is what the company was founded on. That is our mission. And we're so excited to show you how Areté has brought all of that to life today. So from curators to creators, we're grateful to welcome you to this next chapter. Not only are we the distributors of Areté, but we are part of your education development team, your support team, your business partners in success, and obviously with Jordan and Marissa being your lead artist. And we're excited to just introduce everything we've been working on for you today.
So you can go ahead, and this is Areté Professional. I will introduce your hosts here. Jordan and Marissa, you can go ahead and turn your cameras on just so everyone can finally put a face to the name. So these are our Areté lead artists. They have been working tirelessly for months, testing color, creating content, creating really meaningful education for all of you. They were meticulously hand-chosen from many, many stylists, because their true passion lies with creating success for other stylists. So we're so excited that they get to lead our education team, and that they also get to start this Areté journey with all of you. So I will hand it over to them.
So first off, thank you so much for taking the time to join in. We're so excited to share with you today a look into who we are and what we offer. And it's just really important to us that you guys using these beautiful products really know where our heart lies in all of this too, and just what Areté stands for as a brand. So let's get into it.
That's us.
That was us. So the Areté way. Areté is a classic philosophical concept, meaning the pursuit of excellence. This word really speaks to the heart of our mission, promoting wellness through our dedication to excellent choices, ingredients, and experiences. Our mission. We make masterful products that nurture people and treasure our planet. And really what this means is that our products and what we've created really goes beyond just pretty looking bottles that look good and smell good. The choices that have been made to create a line with alternative ingredients, aside from what you normally see, And we believe that beauty really should never come at the expense of the planet. So that's why we've created salon products that not only enhance beauty, but also uphold our responsibility to protect Earth's natural resources. Next, we have our vision. We realize and inspire beauty through elevated conscious creation. And what this means is that we aim to not only recognize and appreciate beauty in its many forms, but we also are actively creating and contributing to it in a mindful, thoughtful manner, whether it's developing new products, curating spaces, or nurturing relationships. We just really want to infuse each of these aspects with intention and mindfulness. And here we have our edge, which is we have created products that combine science and nature to create beauty. And this is the thing, we live in a world where beauty often relies on synthetic compounds and harsh chemicals, and Areté is taking a different approach. We believe that nature holds the key to true beauty and well-being, and our products are crafted to honor this belief by utilizing natural ingredients that not only nourish the hair, but really elevate the salon experience as well. We are just so excited that we finally have a brand that truly cares so much about us and our clients. And the reality is we all want to be in this for the long haul, and we can absolutely do that if the chemicals and products that we're using aren't posing health risks. So now I'm going to talk a bit more about our values and what they mean to us. They are inspired by the 4 elements of alchemy, which are earth, wind, water, and fire. Earth represents excellence for our planet. We respect the roots of our planet by using ingredients that show proven hair and scalp benefits. And our bottles are made from infinitely recyclable olive glass. The tubes are crafted from aluminum. And our care and treatment products are housed in boxes made from upcycled sugarcane waste using 100% wind energy.
Excellence for our planet. We have got historical botanicals. We thoughtfully select ingredients teeming with rich history for proven benefits for hair, scalp, and mind. We transparently share our present ingredient sources while celebrating the past cultural traditions that cherished and proliferated them. Another thing to point out is Areté is certified cruelty-free by Leaping Bunny. You'll notice on all of our bottles the Leaping Bunny symbol, and that represents our dedication to animal welfare, ensuring no animals are tested at any stage of the product life cycle.
Next, we have wind, and that represents excellence through our experiences. And what we mean by that is we really want to create memorable experiences by stimulating the 5 senses, the way that it looks, the way that it smells, the way that it feels in the hair, and just especially how it looks after it's all done. It's those little details that really are part of our appointments that help create an elevated salon experience. And water is going to represent excellence for our people. We care about the health and well-being of our bodies just as much as we do about how the products perform, which is what we're classifying as transformational self-care.
Next, we have excellence for our people. Conscious formulations. What we mean by clean, our formulations are filled with lush botanicals, rare aromatic oils, and precious plant butters that transform the hair and salon space. Without sacrificing performance for beauty, we are free from unnecessary ingredients known to be toxic to people and the planet. This was so important for May and me. With clean beauty being on the rise, I think we're all just becoming more aware of everyday products that we use that are harmful for us. And as stylists, I think we can all agree that we deserve clean products, not just at home, not just in our makeup. I know that that's a thing right now, but we deserve clean products behind the chair too, especially because, we're using them every day.
Next, we have fire, which represents excellence through our performance. The first thing that I want to point out is that we have partnered with Positive Luxury to guide us on our journey of being a business built with excellence for all. Positive Luxury audits and guides brands to ensure true commitment to the well-being of people, the planet, and innovation. So back to excellence through performance is we also have a really big passion for education. not just a passion for ingredients, but education is something that we take really seriously, and we want to provide education that sparks inspiration and creativity. All of our educators, including myself and Jordan, are still actively working a lot behind the chair. So we're coming to you with real life scenarios and situations, good and bad, how to troubleshoot. And we're not just going to be bringing you product knowledge classes and color theory, but we're really passionate about including updated modern techniques into our curriculum that deliver really amazing results behind the chair, all just to help you feel more confident. Okay, so this is Jordan and I's favorite part. We're going to talk about the Alchemic Color line. We're going to introduce you to the Pro Collection, which is what we have available for stylists and salons, and just a deeper dive into how it looks and what it consists of and what we have to offer to you.
First of all, can we all just give a moment for our tubes? This is our balsamic black. Everything in the line is so beautiful and so thoughtful. All of my clients keep telling me that the developer bottles look like wine bottles, and I'm not mad about it. Everything's just so beautiful. Conscious Color Alchemy. Areté Alchemic Color is a celebration of the art and science of alchemy, where we've unearthed a new golden era for the modern day alchemist, the hairstylist. Areté products are free from more than 2,800 questionable or harmful chemicals. This includes nearly 1,700 chemicals banned or restricted in personal care products by the European Union, plus additional chemicals flagged by our Areté Conscious Beauty Council. The reason why this is so important, I don't know if many of you know, but we have not had very many laws in the US around beauty products for decades. And think about like how much has changed since then. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into some of the things that we are not using and why. I think a lot of us know like we maybe shouldn't have these things, but we're not sure what they are. Free from ammonia. Ammonia is an alkalizing agent, which is responsible for raising the pH and that lets the color molecules work and do its thing. We use an odorless alternative called ethanolamine, also known as MEA. We are free from PPDs. PPD is a pigment that is most common allergen found in hair color. Small exposures over time have increased allergic reactions in stylisting clients. We've consciously chosen PTDS as an alternative. Studies have found this to be a pigment with much less allergic reactions in instances of dermatitis. Resorcinol, which is a big one, and I think that's something that people are just now kind of hearing about. It is an endocrine disruptor. The Endocrine Society, which is the world's largest and most active organization dedicated to research on hormones and endocrine disrupting chemicals, has called for a complete ban of resorcinol from consumer products. And this is in a lot of hair color, you guys. So this is a big one for me. Next, I want to tell you about what we do have and what we've chosen and what we've come up with that is just so new and so innovative. First, we have Viniplex 100. It is born from grapes. We've combined the isolated molecules of traditional 100-year-old bio-fermented balsamic vinegar with resveratrol, nature's most powerful antioxidant, to create a breakthrough in beauty alchemy. This complex strengthens the hair while working from the bulb level to promote protection from aging, damage, and oxidative stress. Resveratrol, I think we're all going to see it so much more in the next coming years. Like even if you walk into Sephora right now, again, we're using it from grapes. It can be derived from many different things in nature, going back to Areté and really just sourcing what nature has given us to use instead of synthetic chemicals. We've come up with our own complex, and this has not been seen yet in hair color. It's going to be in a lot of skincare products. Like I said, just pay attention next time you walk into your beauty supply store. But it's something we're really excited to have. Next, we have our Italian Gold Oil Blend. At the heart of Alchemic Color is our sacred trio of cold-pressed organic oils, sustainably sourced from Italy. Each oil is revered as a form of Italian gold. Rich in benefits for the hair and scalp, this nutritive oil blend enhances color absorption, protects from damage and moisture loss, and delivers scalp and soothing properties. First, we have pomegranate oil. It's a naturally powerful antioxidant that protects, nourishes, and delivers regenerative action on the hair during the alchemical color transformation. Apricot oil is a high antioxidant, has high antioxidant content, lightweight consistency, helps the hair retain moisture and defend against the elements. And then, of course, olive oil, which I love, rich in vitamins, oleic acid, and squalene, which is just so good for your scalp, which penetrate the cuticle to deliver intense hydration and softness. Okay, we have 91 shades, and we're not done. We're starting with 91 shades, 18 tonal families, including 6 color concentrates, 0.00 clear for ultimate customization. We love clear. Marissa loves clear. We'll talk to you more about clear. And we have a very large tube. So our tubes are 3.4 ounces. A normal tube of color that you would see that you would buy in Cosmoprof or Armstrong is going to be about 2 ounces, and they're retailing for $14.95. We're going to deep dive a little bit more into the different uses and how we're going to change our mixing ratios, but our standard mixing ratio is 1 to 1.5, meaning that not only is our tube larger, but even with our standard mixing ratio, it's going to go so much further. So the larger tubes are better just in general for storage space. May and I have both found that we are saving so much room. And I think we can all agree that storage in the salon is so important. Let's dive a little bit deeper into the functionality of everything and how we're going to be able to use this, how we're going to be able to change the developer and the mixing ratio to make it more demi-like. For toning, we have 3.5 volume and 5 volume at a 1 to 2 mixing ratio for 10 to 20 minutes. We're going to be using 3.5 volume when we're looking for a more sheer finish, when we're like level 8s, level 9s, level 10s, fine hair. Anytime you're looking for more of a sheer finish, we're going to be using 3.5, or with fine hair. 5 volume is going to be great for coarse hair, for more opaque results. So the way that I like to think about it is when I'm going to reach for 3.5 volume is when I'm going to be looking for more of like what I would use like as an acidic demi, kind of like my shades of Q, and the 5 volume is going to be what I'm reaching for when I'm looking for more opaque and more tonal deposit, like my color touch, or something that would be more like your alkaline demi. Our standard ratio again is 1 to 1.5, and that's going to be good for lifting the base, reds, depositing color. For ultimate gray coverage with coarse resistant hair, the mixing ratio is going to be 1 to 1 for 45 minutes. Do you have anything to add on these, May?
No, I think so far we just want to stress so much the importance of these different mixing ratios, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on. And you guys are going to get more information on these after too, but the versatility with the 3.5 volume and the 5 volume to make it more demi-like, and our standard mixing ratio of 1 to 1.5, that will still give you some gray coverage and gray blending depending on texture. And then if you've got your super resistant white haired clients, you're just going to change that ratio to 1 to 1.5, and then continuing up with 20-30 volume, you're just going to keep that at that standard mixing ratio. So we just love the versatility of this, and we're going to keep talking about that too.
We'll show you some more examples, but just as one example, let's say that you're going to do toning and you want to do some gray blending. Okay, so I can utilize, let's say, 3 different formulas to concentrate different areas of the scalp, mids and ends. So for the roots, we could do a 1 to 1.5 ratio if we're looking for more tonal deposit to take that darker and to do some gray blending. For that mid area, we could utilize 5 volume where the cuticle is like a little bit tighter to really open that up. And then on the ends, we could use 3.5 volume to get that more sheer finish. So it's very versatile. We can change it just depending on what outcome we're looking for, which is really cool.
So now we're going to give you an overview of the tonal families so you can truly see just the large ranges that we have and their versatility. We have our naturals, which is offered in levels 2 to 10, and they're formulated with a neutral to cool base, which I personally find really ideal. Those neutrals are beautiful by themselves. And then we have the warm naturals, which is offered in levels 4 through 8. These are formulated with a warmer base, just to achieve the perfect foundation for like those rich brunettes, richer blondes even, and then definitely makes a really good base for reds. And then here we have our ash, ash violet, and intense ash. Ash is offered in levels 4 through 10. These are obviously designed for the refinement of warm tones in hair, and these do live in the blue family. Our Ash Violets are offered in levels 8 through 10. These are going to be a softer version of the Ash because of that secondary reflective violet. These are so beautiful though.
They're
That
beautiful.
10.12, yeah, that 10.12 is like the perfect icy blonde. And then the Intense Ash series, while it looks really scary, I think they absolutely have a time and a place. We've got levels 2, 6, and then 7 through 9. And then we have Violet Gold, Gold, and Gold Beige. The Violet Golds are offered in levels 5 through 10, and they've got a cool violet base with a gold reflect for balance. The levels 8 through 10 are really ideal for toning sensitized hair at those lighter levels, and then levels 5 through 7 are going to be really great for adding richness. With our golds, these are offered in levels 4 through 10, and these are obviously designed to enhance warmth. But one thing you'll notice, which Jordan and I love to talk about, is you'll notice our golds are a lot softer than what you would traditionally see. They do not veer on the yellow side. If anything, they're more like sandy. Like they are just so beautiful by themselves and make great, additives to keep things bright and reflective. This Gold Beige series is one of my personal favorites. I use these all the time. They're offered in levels 7 through 10. It's got a primary tone of gold and a secondary tone of ash, which is just so, they're just so balanced, and you get that soft refinement of warmth. And you think of beige. When I think of beige, I think gold and ash, and they're just super ideal for low lighting and toning base colors. I mean, like I said, I use them all the time.
Okay, so after May's favorite starts my favorite, which is the 0.34. And if you notice, I'm going to talk about this so much. If you notice, the 0.34, May just touched on how the golds are a lot more sandy. And if you notice in the swatches, they almost have a rosy vibe to them. This makes them so versatile. So since our golds are already really soft, I'm using this in everything. You'll see, I use it in everything. If you've taken a class of mine, you know that I love to utilize pink in my like vanilla blonde toners, or even in my ashier toners, just to really give some balance. So I'm using the 9.34 instead of a 9RB that I would have used previously in shades of Q. The 3/4s are also really, really great for just natural, believable auburn roots. I know that when it comes to doing red hair, the first thing everybody wants to know is, how do I prevent doing hot roots? How do I not get that like raw red look? And the 3/4s are going to be a go-to. Then we get to the 4/3, and then we have the 4 and the 4/4. So let's back up. If you do red hair, or if you have copper hair, you know the struggle of finding a line with a true punchy orange copper. And we're offering so many different coppers to really fit any need that you have. So when it comes to the 4/3, think of the 4/3 as like, it's going to be more intense than the 3/4, but less intense than the 0.4. So it's going to be great for refreshing faded copper links and ends. The 0.4 is just a true orange copper, and then the 0.44 is going to be that really punchy orange. Both of these are formulated with less brown base, just to give you more of like that tonal value. Next, we have the pearls and the 8-1. Both of these are part of my faves too. Last week, I did the most beautiful, like whitish gray blonde, and it was like 20 grams of clear, 5 grams of 10.8, and it was just stunning. The pearls are going to be more of like a gray violet, and then the 0.81, which is offered in a level 8, is going to be a gray background. So this is going to be when you're looking for more of that intense ash. But the violet in it, violet is blue and red, so that little bit of red in the violet is really softening it and giving that like pearlescent vibe. They're really beautiful. Okay, mahoganies. And May is going to post, if you haven't already posted it today, she's going to post it later. You'll see the slide. The slide does not do it justice. She did the most beautiful brunette. So the mahoganies are so beautiful because they're so soft. It's the perfect amount of red and gold just to give like a believable mahogany. It's great to add richness and brunettes. It's great to like soften out and take the edge off of a red formula. They're just so beautiful. Another thing, Areté and the reds. I'm in love with Areté and all the reds. The 0.6 is such an approachable red. So everybody, again, like I teach a lot of red hair classes. I do a lot of red hair. A lot of people are really concerned with red and it looking too fake. The 0.6s are beautiful for that. If you notice that we do an 8.6, which kind of seems like contradictory, right? This is also really, really great sheared out if you're looking for a little bit of that pink in any kind of formula. And then the 0.66s are going to be that like true primary red when you're needing like that big punch of red, that bit like those super fiery hues. Okay. Next, let's take a look at the Alchemic Color behind the chair. These are a few of our favorite formulas that we've created so far.
Okay, so yeah, we just wanted to give a couple examples of real life situations that we have used. I taught a class a couple weeks ago and I took my model, if she's here, hi Shelby, from a just kind of typical highlighted blonde to something more lived in and richer and deeper while still keeping her feeling like a blonde. So I was able to, I foiled her face frame with our Lightenment powder, which we're going to touch on Lighteners after this. Just 10 volume for her face frame. And then I low lighted with 70731, that gold beige. And I mixed this at a 1:2 ratio with 5 volume. So when I do a lot of lived in natural looking hair. And so I'm typically using some sort of demi-permanent. So the fact that I can make this more demi-like and just use it the same way I would a different line is so helpful. I don't usually want to jump to permanent right away for a situation like this. So that's why I'm so grateful for this line. I can just switch a couple things, make it more demi-like. And that low light color was so pretty. It matched and enriched her natural
Beautiful.
ever so slightly, but it was just like the prettiest dark blonde. And then at the bowl, I root melted her, tapped her little face frame foils to soften those with 7.0, and then I created a 7.1. We don't have that one just yet, so I just made it by mixing 8.1 and 6.1 into that formula. Again, I mixed it at a 1:2 ratio with 3.5 volume. So typically on my levels 7 and above, I end up reaching for that 3.5 volume for just even a slightly less deposit or even just a slower deposit. So the difference between that 3.5 and the 5 is really going to be at the rate in which the color is depositing. So that 3.5 volume is just going to slow it down a bit and give me just enough of a tap to, blend out those foil lines and just really soften everything. Mm-hmm. And then her mids and ends were 10.0, 10.31, and just a little 10.12. In person, the remaining hair was still just a touch on the yellow side for me. So we just kind of made this really pretty creamy beige, like warm, creamy blonde. It was like vanilla. It was so pretty.
So good.
Thank you. And then my gorgeous brunette, we hadn't touched her hair in a year or so. So I painted a couple panels with like 10 volume, and then at the base, I richened up her natural color with 5.3, which is gold, and then a little bit of that 5.1, which is ash. Again, I love to like mix the two together. It was really chocolatey, just richened up her natural a bit. I mixed that with 3.5 volume at a 1:2 ratio. And then on her mids and ends, I did the 7.5, which is that mahogany, and then a couple extra grams of 7.3 with a 5 volume, 1:2 ratio. And I chose that 5 volume because I wanted to get just as much like more deposit than I maybe would get with the 3.5 volume. So that 5 volume is just really going to ensure a deeper, richer tonal deposit. So anytime I'm doing anything that has like this specific rich tone that I'm going for, pretty much anything level 7 and below, I'm going to reach for that 5 volume. And it sat for about 15 minutes. And it was just like the prettiest, rich, warm brunette. I'm going to post a little video later so you can check that out and watch it in motion. But it was gorgeous on her. And yeah, those mahoganies are going to be so beautiful for your brunettes.
Okay, so I have a little blonde formula here, and then my red one. I'll start with the blonde one. I did a color melt using 3 different formulas, and my goal was I had already highlighted her. We just were touching up her hair, so I didn't want to over highlight her, but we were just touching, bringing everything up. My goal was to deepen her base a little bit, really melt that down into a third color so that I had a super soft transition till the ends. So for her roots, I did 7 grams 403, 7 grams 60, 3 grams of 5.34, 1 to 2 with 5 volume. So again, with the 3/4s, even with 3 grams of 3/4, which copper, obviously her hair is still just really rich and golden and it wasn't too over the top. So again, the 3/4s are super soft. You'll notice in a lot of my root and mid formulas, I'm utilizing those. I decided to do that 1 to 2 with 5 volume. I say decided because really we have so many endless options. May and I are going to teach you all the rules of Arete, and then we want you guys to have the freedom to pick and choose what you guys need to create what you want to create. For her mids, I did 7 grams 8.3, 2 grams 8.34, 1 to 2 with 5 volume. I decided to go with 5 volume again. Her hair is a little bit more coarse. I needed a little bit more swell of the cuticle to deposit more tone. And then for her ends, I did 8 grams 10.3, 2 grams 9.2, 5 grams of clear, 1 to 2 with 3.5 volume. So I just wanted to like soften her ends a little bit. And since I wanted to deepen her base, I knew that I was going to allow this to sit on a little longer. So that's when I was reaching for the clear. Again, went down to 3.5 volume just to give me a little bit more of a sheer result. It was beautiful. Another thing that you'll notice about our colors, since we are MEA instead of ammonia, is the shine. Guys, you have not seen shine like this from a permanent color. Like everything is just so shiny all the time. Even clients are noticing. It's amazing. Okay, for the red. So she had a lot of gray. We were doing some pretty intense gray coverage. Her hair is pretty coarse, really resistant gray. For her roots, we did 20 grams 7.0, 15 grams 6.4, 10 grams 5.6, and 5 grams 5.44, 1 to 1, which is my ultimate gray coverage mixing ratio with 20 volume. For her lowlights, I did 15 grams of 6.4, 5 grams of 5.6, 1 to 1.5 with 10 volume. 1 to 1.5 is our standard mixing ratio. I decided to use 10 volume. This was on dry hair when I was doing her roots. And guys, with her lowlights, she had previously red hair. It was very faded. You can go check it out on my Instagram. I only did 6.4 and 5.6, and look how vibrant. Look where we are. So vibrant. Like I didn't even reach for the intense tones right here. Then for her all over gloss, I painted just a few panels. I did 7.4, 1 to 2 with 5 volume. And another thing that I'd like to point out is our table for how long to like let it sit for color payoff and what you're going to do for toners. And again, if you're someone that does a lot of reds, when red hair is wet and you are trying to revive faded red hair, I would typically reach for an alkaline demi, which is going to give me more opacity, is going to give me more color payoff. And even with that, I'm having to let it sit the full 20-25 minutes to get that red payoff. And since Arete is considered a permanent color, this gloss sat on for 10 minutes. And look how vibrant her hair is. Like the quick color payoff with the reds in general is just so good in my opinion. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the lighteners. We have 2 options. Marissa's going to start off with the enlightenment powder.
Yeah, so the enlightenment powder is going to be your typical kind of blue powder, 9 levels of lift. This one is vegan and gluten free, and it's a mixing ratio of 1 to 2. So again, you've got a lot of room because it's a mixing ratio that makes the product go really far. This box, it's a box that comes with 2 bags of 500 grams of powder. So your typical tub or can of lightener is about 450 grams. So each of our bags is 500, and this box does come with 2, and this is priced at $55.95. And so you're basically getting 1,000 grams of lightener, which is just a really great value. And then the fact that it's mixed 1 to 2 as well, it's going to last you a little while, which is just good for us to do a lot of blonding and go through lightener pretty quickly. I would compare this lightener similar to like an Alpha Park Easy Lift. I feel like it's maybe a touch stronger than Blonder, but not quite as scary as Blonde Me can be. But it's got this
Hmm.
beautiful creamy consistency. It's great for blending in foils. It's a gentle lightener, but it's got a powerful lift. Like it's a good one.
Yeah. Next we have the Botanical Butter Lightener. This is a 500-gram pouch. The thing that I had to get used to with this is like it's so creamy that as soon as you start to put like squirt some of it out and it's mixed 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2, you could kind of decide what you want to do. Um, a very small amount is like a lot of grams. So a little goes a long way with this. And this one's going to be ammonia free. It's more of a thick consistency. It's beautiful for painting upwards and blending. We're really loving it for foil hairlines. It's that thicker consistency to really like kind of like plaster those foils down so that you don't have so much movement and like swelling in those areas. This picture right here, I actually just did this last week. She's a natural level 7.5, 8. I started with 5 volume in the back and ended with 10 volume on the top, and the lift is just beautiful. It's super gentle. Both of the lighteners don't have super strong smells to them. And another thing that I like about the butter lightener is when you're using it with the lower volumes, there's not a lot of swell. And even in the enlightenment powder, you're not really getting, it's not getting fluffy. Like the texture of it's very, very nice. And so with the butter lightener, being able to flip flop the foils up and down, like in this photo, I flipped them all up, took them out one by one, started brushing everything together. And it was nice because in that, even though it was such a big project, I wasn't having a lot of slippage. So the consistency of both are really nice. Next, we have our developers. And like I said, the bottles are just beautiful. Everyone says they look like wine bottles. They're so good. They're infused with aloe vera, phytokeratin protein, and taurine. They're retailing for $11.95. And again, going back to what Arte does best, and we're just pulling everything from nature. So instead of having synthetic conditioners and things like that, we're using things that we find in nature, aloe vera, the taurine, just to do a lot of strengthening, a lot of moisturizing, help with that lightening process and the color process too.
Okay, so now that we have gone through the color, we're going to take a more in-depth look at the care and treatment and styling and finishing collections. So we want to start with our transparency. We disclose accurate, organic, and naturally derived ingredient percentages on all of our products, ranging from 92% to 99% organic. And this information is going to be available more in depth in the product guides that we have to offer for you. So first we have our daily ritual system. This one is, for me, has been my go-to for pretty much all textures and densities, but especially like fine to medium. It's lightweight, but super nourishing to the hair. One of a couple of our standout ingredients, we've got wild velvet flower, which provides intense hydration and strengthens the keratin in the hair. And organic raspberry oil restores damaged hair, helping regain elasticity. High levels of vitamin E, it's going to protect from damaging free radicals, and it's a natural UV protectant, which is something that we should have in all of our products, really, because you go outside, the sun's going to be hitting you just like you would need to wear sunscreen on your face. We want that protection for our hair as well.
Next, we have the Heal and Hydrate system. I actually use this today, featuring organic rock rose, grows in abundance on the Greek island of Crete. It purifies the scalp with antiseptic and antibacterial properties. Again, resveratrol is a potent polyphenol that protects hair from oxidative stress and promotes healthy hair growth at the bulb level. Overall, I would say this is a bit heavier and more intense than the previous. It doesn't seem to weigh down fine hair though. This would be my go-to with anyone with stressed hair, coarser textures, or his hair in need of some serious love. But again, it's not going to weigh down finer hair.
And then we have our detoxifying system. First, we have our detoxifying herbal hair wash. It's featuring Icelandic volcanic ash, which is rich in minerals and antioxidants, helps pull out impurities while keeping the scalp free of grease. That one is one of my favorites, which we're going to touch on a little bit after this as well. Then we have our micro exfoliating scalp treatment mask. This one is from sustainably sourced upcycled bamboo. Which is a biodegradable exfoliant that gently decongests the follicle, promoting hair growth and nutrient uptake. I think this product is going to be a really good one to have in the salons and to send our clients homes with. I feel like more than ever lately, clients are having problems with their scalp. So to have something that's just going to really deeply cleanse and exfoliate, we're not just treating this part of our hair, but treating our scalp is so important too. So I just love that we have this for our people who especially deal with scalp issues.
Soothe and Renew. We have the Calm and Soothe Cleansing Milk. Rice milk has been an Asian hair care secret for centuries with anti-inflammatory and anti-aging benefits promoting healthy hair growth. Then we have the Botanical Bond Hair Repair Mask, which is featuring Proplex, is 100% plant-derived complex from upcycled apples and vegetables. It restructures hair fibers and relinks iconic bonds to repair hair, reducing breakage and increasing elasticity. The Botanical Bond Hair Mask is probably one of my favorite products in the whole line. It's rich and incredibly hydrating, but not heavy, and you can even feel it in the texture that it's going to be good, and the smell is just amazing. All of the smells, my husband says that everything smells like Whole Foods, and he's not wrong. Everything is very light. So some of our smells are going to be a little bit more earthy. Some of our smells are going to be a little bit more light and a little bit more floral, but all very natural, think essential oils, things like that. Another thing that I want to point out for all of our products is even the labels, they kind of have this like beautiful texture to them and this like pearl iridescent kind of like reflect, and they uphold so well in the shower. So they're not going to disintegrate you. The bottles stay nice throughout the whole lifespan.
Okay, so here is a little deeper look into what we offer for styling and finishing. There really is something for everyone, but one thing that I love is that this is not an overwhelmingly large line. It's just sort of like a get to the point, but all things are covered. So in our prime category, we have a leave-in conditioning mist and a thermal protection primer. Those are obviously going to be your two products that you're going to use on damp hair before brushing and blow drying, just to sort of prep the hair. In the form category, we have a volume and sculpting fluid, a smooth form styling cream, and a curl contour texture spray. The volume and sculpting fluid is one of my favorites. And then I love that we've got that curl spray for our curly hair ladies. And then in finishing, we've got this really versatile styling hair polish. This one can actually also go on wet or dry, but that one's got a little bit heavier kind of cream to it, really just to smooth and finish the hair. And then we have this dry texture poof and a healing hair ceremony serum, all for just those added touches, whether it needs shine or a little bit more volume. The thing is, these all just feel so luxury. This is like one of the things that my clients have pointed out, from the bottle to the way that they smell. There's something for everyone. They smell amazing. They look beautiful on your shelves, on your stations, and in the shower. And like Jordan said, those labels, I actually just looked at mine the other day and I've had it for a couple months. It has not budged. It's not falling off. So everything is just so well put together and thought out. And then not to mention that you get to use your beautiful shampoo bottles or whatever you could reuse the bottles and use it for hand soap or anything around your house. Like, I'm about to repurpose all of them. So the price range for each of these collections is going to range from $42 to $58, and the wholesale pricing and the margin breakdown will be available from this your Simply Organic team when you sign up. So more of that information to come, and you can get a deeper breakdown. And then actually just wanted to touch on the aerosols really quick. Sorry, I missed that one. We've got a soft shine texture spray and a full focus finishing spray. So again, just something for everyone, but there's no need to, have 35 products in one line. We've just got something to cover all your bases. So we thought it would be fun to go through and share what our favorite products are from the line and kind of why we like them. So for me, my favorite cleansing is the detoxifying herbal hair wash. Like I said, it's got this sort of like minty, really deep, clean feel on your scalp. I only wash my hair once or twice a week. So for me, it's really important to get a really good wash, especially after using products like dry shampoo and whatever. So that one is just really good for a deep clean, and it leaves my hair so lightweight.
And it's not
And
drying.
then no, it's not drying at all.
Mhm.
For conditioner, I will rotate between the Daily Rituals and the Botanical Blonde Hair Repair Mask. I will use that one as much as I can because the smell is just 10 out of 10. It's a beautiful texture. It makes the hair just feel soft and strong. It's not heavy. Again, I've got really fine hair, so things can get really heavy really fast. That one is an absolute favorite. The thermal protection spray, obviously, we need a little extra protection when we're going to heat style, so I use that before blow drying. And then the smooth form styling cream, like I mentioned before, I just love the versatility of it. I also do a lot of extensions, so this one has been really great for, smoothing and drying on the extensions, and then even adding in a little bit extra for after if the client's hair can handle it. And then that finishing product, the micronized dry texture poof, I could go on and on about this one. This is such a great volumizer for those who do have really fine hair. I mean, you can use it on anybody, but the thing with these products typically that I've seen in the past is that if you use too much of it, it's going to get real sticky. You put your hand through it and you're like, oh no, I have to rewash my hair. This is so buildable and it just gives you that beautiful, fluffy, airy volume. It's been one of my favorites to use over like an actual texture spray because it's not sticky. It's just buildable, lightweight, and bouncy. Love it.
Okay, so here's some of my go-tos. I love the Daily Rituals hair wash. It's just a good for everybody shampoo. Even though our shampoos are a lot more clean and a lot more natural, they perform. They work. You're not going to have any problems with like sudsing action, anything like that. Like they're going to suds just fine. For Nourish, the micro exfoliating scalp treatment mask, May talked about this a little bit earlier. Again, I feel so clean. I am a dry shampoo girly. I think that it's so important to really take care of our scalp, cleanse our scalp. And I love that this is also in a mask form. So I feel like my hair, my ends are getting taken care of at the same time my scalp's getting taken care of. Prime, the thermal protection spray, just like May said, I think as colorists and as hairstylists, we're always preaching thermal protection, thermal protection. I love that I can put this on wet and dry my hair and know that my hair is protected without having like I have another like film or layer of product on my hair. Smooth Form Styling Cream, love, love, love. This is such a great smoothing cream, but is also not too heavy for finer textures as well. And I think that seems to be like the story with a lot of our products. And I really think it's because since things are more naturally derived and it's not a lot of synthetic conditioners, that it just seems to work on all textures. And then for finish, the Full Focus Finishing Spray. I love me some hairspray, y'all, and this hairspray is so good. It's not overwhelming. It's got like an herbal scent. The way that it comes out of the can is like such a fine mist, and I love to spray it on curls before photos, brush it out. I know I was only supposed to pick this many, but I will just mention one more, which is the polish. I love the polish, and I actually was not using it correctly until a couple weeks ago. It is so, so good. After the hairspray, after I brush everything out, I love to put some in my hands. It just goes over everything, smooths away the flyaways. It's chef's kiss.
Okay, so now we're going to go over offers and packages. I've seen a couple questions pop up about what we're going to do there. So we are going to talk about it, and you will be able to learn more about the package offers from your Simply Organic Beauty team. But we thought we would just touch on one of the main packages that does include education, and then I am going to touch on some of the smaller packages available as well. So these are all going to be really customizable, anything from 10 shades, just retail. We've weighed in and created packages with 10 shades or 30 shades that we think will be your go-tos behind the chair. So just keeping in mind that all of this is super customizable. Like we said, whether you want to try out 10 things or 30 things, just know that there is these smaller packages available and you can swap out whatever you want. And that will you'll be able to do that on the Simply Organic website after you make your account. And yeah, kind of go from there. And then Jordan's going to touch on the biggest package that we offer.
This is our big guy, the Magnum Opus package, full color and retail line. This is going to be great for salon owners, commission salons, people that want to carry this. An added bonus is this package comes with free education. You will receive the complete color line, retail line, plus the pre-private education for your salon. We'll have one of our amazing ARETÉ artists come visit you at your salon for very hands-on training for you and your stylist. And I think that this is so special. Marissa and I have taken this very seriously. Like ARETÉ is our baby at this point. And I think that's going to be just another thing that really is going to set us apart is all of our education is stylist forward. So we are making education, we are hairstylist behind the chair, making education for stylist behind the chair. And I think that that is going to be such a great support role for salons and anybody carrying the line.
Okay, and then as we begin to wrap up our time together, we do want to share our education offerings with you. Again, something that we're all very passionate about is the stylist first mindset, and we really want to be offering valuable education to you aside from just product knowledge education. And we really just want to help stylists continue to find their passion behind the chair and embrace the true artistry that we all know is living inside of you that maybe sometimes can get buried down just with the busyness of being a stylist behind the chair.
Okay, live education salon tour. So ensuring comprehensive coverage across all regions. Every quarter, we are coming to a salon near you. We are still setting dates for this. This is going to be May and I teaching classes together. Custom workshops, we're going to be teaching and touching on different things. We're going to be teaching about Areté Color, but also teaching our own special techniques that we do behind the chair. This has been a dream of Marissa and I's for such a long time, even before Areté. We are friends. We genuinely love education, love teaching together, and I really think that this is going to be so special. So we would love to see you. We would love to meet you in person and help you with all of your Areté things. Make sure you're following Simply Organic Beauty and Areté so that you don't miss a class announcement. Also, education by request is available, so I'm sure that you can talk with, inquire after the webinar or talk with your sales rep to get that set up too.
So next we have the digital masterclass. This is a digital course that covers base level knowledge of Areté Alchemic Color and care and treatment ranges. And this is just to really ensure that you as a stylist understand the fundamentals of the whole line. And at the end of this masterclass, a certificate will be granted after answering a couple of questions. And again, we do this just to really ensure that you're retaining the information that you've learned so that you can use all these products really confidently. This masterclass, it is available for purchase, but it also comes with several of the packages. And you'll be able to get certified in level 1 Areté Color and Care range. And so yeah, this is going to be a good one just to constantly refer back to. Basically a way more in-depth version of like what we're going through today. And we just touch on a lot more. So that's definitely going to be one that we think is going to be utilized a lot. And then next we have bi-weekly product knowledge webinars and technical skills webinars. These are obviously going to be a little bit more personal. We'll be able to interact with everyone, answer questions. And again, these are going to be offered bi-weekly. We're going to be alternating between product knowledge, technical skills. These are going to rotate between Jordan and I and some of our other educators and just give a more in-depth look at each specific product that we offer and best practices. Honestly, I love product knowledge classes, especially after a couple months of using the line, because you get it in your hands and you come up with more questions. So PK classes are just such a great way to stay inspired by what you're using, even if you're like, oh yeah, I got this down. It's like, I think everybody can use a PK class every now and then. And then the technical skills webinars are also going to be super fun and informative. I mean, who doesn't love a free class, especially with, again, stylists that have been behind the chair. Jordan and I have been teaching for a long time too. And so we're happy to share just these technical skills and also have some of our other educators join in there as well. So in summary, we have in salon, virtual, we've got that digital masterclass. It's going to cover all the base level knowledge that you need to know for Areté and the care and treatment ranges. And with any line, it's just so important to understand the fundamentals of it. So these will all be really good references. And we just, yeah, we hope that you guys are really excited for what we have to offer, because we know we've got a lot. Okay, so we would all love to stay connected together. Moving forward, you can go check out Areté Pro if you're not already following us. That's our Instagram page. From here, if you're interested in trying any of the colors or interested in any of the packages, you're going to want to go to shop.simplyorganicbeauty.com. That's where you're going to make your account, do all your purchases, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to go there. And then also over on Facebook, we have an Areté Alchemic Color forum. Here is where we're going to be talking all things color and education. And we would just love to stay connected with you as well. And then on a more personal note, you can also follow Jordan and I. I'm at May I Paint on Instagram, and she's at jordan.paints.hair. We have been heavy posting all things Areté, and we will continue to do that because we are just obsessed with the line. It's really changed our lives behind the chair, and we're just going to continue to share our knowledge with it and hope to inspire you guys, and just be really excited to use it as well. And also, don't ever hesitate to message any of us directly. You can message Areté, Jordan, and I. We love to talk all things hair and color, so please don't ever hesitate. If you need troubleshooting ideas, formula ideas, we're here to help.
Okay, so what's next, guys? We will be hosting another webinar next Monday, same place, same time. We're going to be diving deeper into color, talking about more the nuances of Areté. Marissa and I are going to be showcasing some techniques for you guys. After this, we highly encourage you to go sign up for the digital masterclass. Again, that's going to go much deeper into the whole line, even more than what we covered today. And like Marissa said, you can reach out to either of us or Areté or Simply Organic if you have any more questions. If you are ready to shop Areté, you can head to shop.simplyorganicbeauty.com. Set up your account, and that's where you continue to make your future purchases as well. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time. I know that a lot of people and kiddos are off school, so thank you so much for spending your day with us. We're so excited to share this with you. It's been a game changer for us, and we know that you'll think so too.
Great. So first, thank you so much to Marissa and Jordan. We so appreciate your expertise and knowledge in all things Areté. I'm hoping that this was super helpful and exciting for everyone. And I did want to touch on your $100 free product credit will be redeemable after the webinar. You will be emailed a personal credit code that you can utilize to shop. We are going to make these unique for everyone, so just please bear with us as we send those out via email. Before we end today's session, we'd love to open it up to the Q&A. So again, you can feel free to drop it in the chat, the Q&A, or raise your hand, and we can kind of go through those questions. Ashley is here to answer plenty of your questions as well, so we will kind of just get started there. Okay. We did have some questions about our aerosol product, so I thought the best thing to do would be for Ashley, the founder, to explain that for you.
Yeah, no, it was a great question. So we chose consciously compliant low VOC aerosols, and we removed a lot of questionable ingredients like propellants like isobutane and propane. So the propellant we use is a little safer. And then of course, it's still low VOC and extremely compliant with all the new laws and regulations that are coming out in Europe as well as California. So nothing to worry about there. And you can still enjoy all the beautifulness of an aerosol, and of course, no synthetic fragrance in those cans as well. So it's all natural, and you can really feel good about what you're using.
Okay, the next one is it soy free? Would you like to weigh in on that, Ashley?
Yes. We put it really simply, yes. Soy-free, gluten-free. We tried to remove as many like allergens as people have, not only to chemicals, but also some of the more natural ingredients that people just have an aversion to.
And then Deborah asks, will we have access to these slides? Yes, absolutely. We will provide access, and we'll let you know via email where you can access them. And then, oh, Sherry kind of asked the same thing. Can I get a recording of this class? Yes, it is being recorded, and we will let everyone know where you can find that after the class. Someone asked, can you tell us more about endocrine disruption in beauty products? And what is the ingredients we need? What are the ingredients we need to look out for? Does anyone want to weigh in on that one? Marissa, I feel like you knew a little bit about that, a little more about that.
Yeah, so basically endocrine disruptors is like it really affects your hormones and things like that. So to be more conscious about not including those in some of the products is it's just more of a long-term thing. I was trying to find my
Resorcinol. Resorcinol is one of the main ones that we
yeah.
on that we're free from. And if you you can look up, and it's a quick Google search of any of the color lines that you do. Resorcinol is in a ton of color lines, but I think that that's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another one where it's kind of like hidden and not necessarily like in an ingredient is under synthetic fragrance. So phthalates, I don't know if you've heard of many products that are phthalate free, but a lot of that is found within synthetic fragrance, and it's not necessarily going to be an ingredient on an INCI list that you can identify. But when you're using more natural fragrances, you can avoid that. I think we've even been hearing synthetic fragrance be touted as the next secondhand smoke because of these endocrine disrupting properties that can be found in them. So we're extremely excited to have all of our products be naturally fragrant.
Sorry, bear with us as we go through these questions one by one. We have an overwhelming amount of engagement. Awesome. So someone asked, how does Areté compare to other brands? I'm assuming color-wise, how would you guys compare it to, I know you touched on a little bit, Shades EQ or some of the other popular ones?
So sorry. I'm just so excited to answer this. I also just saw a question pop up about extensions. Yes, I have used this color line on extensions. 100% will never use anything else again. It is so good. The color payoff is just amazing. But I just feel like there's so many nuances and things about this line that make it different. Again, the fact that these tubes are 3.4 ounces, they are so much bigger than your standard tube. You've got so many different uses in one tube of color. And so just to save on storage space, and you're able to have one line to pretty much cover 90% of your needs in the salon is just so great. Like that for me has changed my life behind the chair. Jordan, I'll let you go because I'm gonna keep rambling about how much I love it.
I was just going to say, we talked earlier about that if you are going to not have ammonia, that you would need another catalyst, and that would be monoethanolamine, or also known as MEA. MEA is typically the catalyst that you would find in a lot of demi colors, so it's not like it's anything super new, but what Areté has done is utilize that for permanent color. And so we kind of live somewhere between, if you think about the pH system and where things live, it's bleach, Hyla color, permanent, like ammonia permanent, no ammonia permanent, alkaline demise, and acidic demise. And since we're no ammonia permanent, we live kind of in between like the alkaline demi and then the ammoniated permanent. And so that's why we're able to change process times, and we're able to use different ratios and different developers. And so there's a lot of little Areté nuances, but we've been able to utilize MEA in a permanent way, which I just think is really amazing.
All right. Great. We have a question here. They want to know recommendations for curly hair products.
Well, the heal and hydrate, I would say for sure. Mm-hmm. Right, May?
Yeah, for sure. That was where my brain went with that. Heal and hydrate. And then obviously we've got
serum. Did we talk about the serum?
Mm-hmm, a little bit. But the soft curl or the contour curl texture spray, that's going to be a good one. Honestly, I feel like you could really use anything in the line. They're all so versatile, and again, lightweight but rich, leave the hair feeling nourished. And so I feel like with all of my curly haired girls so far, like I am able to use everything on them, just depending on how they style it and their needs and whatnot. So again, just a really versatile, easy line to use.
Okay, great. Another attendee said that they'd love more formulas and how-tos. As they've mentioned before, you can go and connect with them on Instagram. They are amazing content creators, which is a reason why they were chosen, so that you guys can learn from the best. So they'll have things posted on their Instagram all the time. And then we also are constantly resharing their work on our Instagram. So that's definitely a place that you're going to want to connect with all of us to see more formulas and how-tos.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff going on our pages so far. So do a binge on each of our pages and you can get some ideas with formulas and how-tos and how we like to use it. We do not gatekeep anything, so we are happy to share formulas and processing times and why we would change developers and ratios. So again, connect with us if that's ever something that you guys have questions on or just need ideas. Like message us with like, hey, here's a picture of my client coming in tomorrow. What should I use? Like we're happy to do that.
Great. Someone did ask, is the production and supply in the United States? So, Ashley, would you like to get into that part?
Absolutely. So we transparently and globally source all of our ingredients, but the care and the treatments and styling are made in the US. And then the color and the lighteners and developers are all made in Italy. I think a lot of us know, like, Italy is kind of the gold standard when it comes, well, one of the gold standards of when creating hair color lines. It's a sort of a specialty to the region. So all of our products are then imported from Italy for the professional side. However, because this is like a simply organic, like exclusive brand, we're always very conscious about having a lot of stock on hand. And because some of it is produced in the US and again, globally and ethically sourced ingredients, we're able to keep plenty of stock on hand, which I know, like, we're just getting out of a pandemic and supply chain shock. So I know that really hit a lot of businesses hard. And it was something we really put at the forefront when we were picking our suppliers, we were picking our production partners, making sure that you could get the products you need to run your business. Because I know it's been such a pain point for many brands and many stylists, and we wanted to be able to solve that as well.
We have a quick question on, is the whole line vegan? Yes, our products are vegan. And then another one, how many ounces are in each tube? There are 3.4 in the color tubes. And then let me see what else we have here.
I noticed there's a lot of questions about competing lines. Like the differences. I think the best platform to answer those, if you want to call Simply Organic, especially if you're using some of our own color lines, we'd love to talk about all the nuances and differences with you instead of like comparing them live. But we do have a lot of conversion guides and conversion charts available for you. So you can even see what shade in previous lines now equals that shade in Areté. So that is a tool that we already have ready for you. But some of the other nuances like percentages of certain ingredients and anything like that, we're so happy to answer those for you when you call into your account management team and to our technical support team.
I see another question here from Elizabeth. It says, is the salon buy-in the only buy-in available, or are there retail buy-in options as well? That's a great question. We do have both. So if you want to try just the color or just the retail, we have packages available. And as they mentioned earlier too, everything is customizable. So you'll be able to customize those color packages with our account managers here at Simply Organic Beauty. Chelsea asked what the swelling is like on the lightener. I know you touched on that earlier, Jordan. Do you want to just give a quick answer to that as well?
Yeah, there is a little bit of swelling, but at like minute 40, which at minute 40 we should have mixed another bowl already. So the swelling is very, very minimal. I will say with the butter lightener, you'll notice a little bit more swelling when you're using a higher developer at 5 volume and 10 volume, not so much. And when you do notice the swelling with the butter lightener, if you just remix with your brush, it goes away just like that.
Okay, great. We have another question. Are the back bar sizes available for the styling products? And Okay, so we'll do that. They are available, the care and treatment ones are, and we have packages that include those as well.
So the goal with the styling refills is we hope to come out in 2.0 with refill pouches. So the idea was to keep those around for our refill pouch house that we're developing in-house. But yes, you do have back bar sizes for your care and treatment. So we're constantly working on new and exciting ways to stay green and eco-friendly. And someone did ask, what about the products makes it safe and planet friendly? All of our care and treatments are produced with 100% wind energy, which I know the girls said that earlier. So that's one of the ways that we're committed to the planet. Also, all of the boxes, so you didn't get to see too much of them on this presentation, but all of our glass comes in boxes, and that's in order to reduce breakage and for them to look eye-catching and beautiful on your shelves. And all of those boxes, they're not wasteful. They're from upcycled sugarcane waste. And then all of our professional accessories, so we have all the fun stuff, capes, aprons, bowls, a lot of those are made from anywhere from 45 to 100% upcycled water bottles. So we got a little creative on how we could reuse the salon. Obviously, we can't, there's nothing fully bleach proof and all of that yet that can stand up in a stylist tool and a cape and an apron, but that was our way of pushing the needle forward. And not only that, but of course, the care and treatments and everything is all in either infinitely recyclable glass or repurposed aluminum. And aluminum and glass are like the most eco-friendly materials that you can possibly use for care and treatments.
Jordan, our hairspray girly, someone wants to know how strong are the hairsprays and if they would be strong enough for bridal work.
I would say that they're very layerable. I have pushed it to the max on a bun a couple weeks ago and it did hold all day. So I would say that it can be a lot of hold with layering.
Okay, great. And then some people are asking if the butter lightener is gluten-free. Is that also gluten-free, Ashley? Okay.
Yes, the entire line was created to be gluten-free. So you can and vegan. So we have a lot of gluten sensitive girlies at the office and they're all very excited to hear that, and celiacs that we're excited to know that everything's gluten-free.
Great. We have another question asking about the individual wholesale and the MSRP pricing. All of that information will be available to you from your Simply Organic account management team. They have all of that information ready to go for when you either call in or create your account if you are not an existing client. But yes, you can have all of that information. Okay. Oh, you already touched on the extension question. Someone wanted to know, how's the gray coverage with someone that's 100% gray?
It's good. I would utilize the 1-to-1 ratio with 20 volume and just take fine sections. Another thing that we want to touch on is just making sure that it's sitting the whole process time, the recommended 40 minutes. So with fine sections, 1-to-1, 20 volume, 45 minutes, good to go.
Great.
Just make sure you got that natural color in there as your base too.
Perfect. Someone also asked Facebook group for the stylist support. Yes, we do have a Facebook group. It's the Areté Alchemic Color Forum. The Marissa and Jordan will be in there occasionally answering questions. Our team will always be in there answering questions. It'll be a great resource for everyone to connect, as well as never miss an announcement about education or even new product launches and things like that. Someone asked if they can get product knowledge education on ingredients via email, such as PDFs. Yes, we'll have some of those resources available to you. We will also put things like that into our Facebook forum as well, so that you always have those things to go back and reference. All of our ingredients are also laid out with their purpose in our product guide. So that'll be a resource for you to go back and reference as well. Someone also wanted to know what the price per tube and developer was. The price per tube is $14.95 and the developer will be $11.95. Sorry, just bear with me as I scroll. Okay. Someone wanted to know, can someone with a license but not working in a salon able to order from you directly? As long as you have an active cosmetology license and that it can be verified from our team, then yes, absolutely, you are qualified to order from Simply Organic, any of our pro products. You see excitement around the refill pouches.
In the future.
Yes, coming soon.
Yes,
not today.
She's a work in progress.
Yes. Is Simply Organic shipping from Florida or somewhere closer to the West Coast? We do have a warehouse in Oldsmar, Florida, and then we also do in Sparks, Nevada. So all of our West Coast stylists don't have to wait, you know, as long as something would ship from Florida, you will get it sooner. Okay. A fun question here is, what is Ashley, the creator's background? Ashley wants to say that she was born at Simply Organic, so I'll let her kind of intro to that as well.
You stole my punchline.
So sorry.
I stole it, but that's how often I use it. So, fun facts, guys. I started at Simply Organic as an intern 11 years ago. So I've stayed with the company and I've watched us grow from a tiny, tiny mom and pop 5-employee business to where we are today, servicing thousands of stylists and salons and putting out really, you know, great products that we're proud of. So, but before that, I actually studied Asian business and advertising and marketing, and as well as advising a lot of tech startups. But then I found my home at Simply Organic. I believed in the culture and the mission from day one, but I think what was the most fulfilling thing, which was a shock when I came in, was I didn't realize I was, you know, indirectly going to be impacting so many small business owners and a lot of creative business owners that are, you know, women and local. So I think that's the most empowering thing about what we do is, yes, of course, we're bringing safer, more eco-friendly products that are great for people's health, but we're also empowering everyone to live their best life and define prosperity and success and what that means for them. And I think that's what keeps me here and developing more exciting things for you all. So I'm just really grateful to have people like Jordan and Marissa and the whole team behind Simply Organic that has made it all possible.
Perfect. Lisa asked if there will be a back bar package. If you missed it earlier, yes, there will be a back bar package available. We have some great savings on our launch packages, so be sure to check those out today. And there, again, is something for everyone, depending on what you are needing in your salon space. Someone asked if what would be good as a texture product for men for styling. I know that we don't necessarily have a paste, but do you guys have any tips for that?
The micronized poof would be good, right, May? Your mic's off.
Sorry, I was coughing. I did just use that micronized texture poof on my husband yesterday, and it was great. So I would say that, and then potentially even either the polish or the cream. I mean, just depending on the look that you're going for.
Great. Jennifer asks if the complete ingredients list will be available. Yes, our ingredients list, full ingredients lists are always on our website in our product descriptions. All right, this is a fun one for Ashley to answer too. Could you elaborate on the art on the color tubes?
Absolutely. So luckily I have a prop that can help me explain this. So you'll also notice that we have two iconic emblems for the brand. We have that more romantic one that is on all of the care treatments and styling, and it's also on the boxes. And then we have our Alchemic Color crest. And that emblem, you saw it on one of the slides, actually, there was a preview on what, you know, the stages that it took to get to that crest. And what it is, it's a combination of the old alchemic symbols for distilled vinegar, and olive oil. So we took like those old alchemic symbols from the past and then modernized them into a new crest that symbolized kind of our old world, new world mentality. So it's actually made from the ingredients that are in the color, the old alchemy symbols for them.
Sorry, I'm just taking a look at reading through these here. Is there going to be a color acceleration product in the future? 35 to 45 minutes is standard, but many are offering a 10 to 15-minute processing time. Jordan, did you want to talk through a little bit of the processing time? You touched on it earlier.
This would probably be better answered by Ashley, but I would assume that we wouldn't have something like that, only because since we're not as strong as ammonia or as abrasive as ammonia. Typically, those things that are 10 to 15-minute processing times, this is the right question, right? Yeah. Those are just very, very high ammonia. You notice if you open up the tube, it just kind of hits you in the face. And so I would just assume that maybe we wouldn't have anything that strong in our line in the future, right?
Yeah, so we have a process accelerator oil here at SO, but that has to be activated by heat. And actually, Jordan, I think as soon as I probably say the word heat, you can probably speak to the main component that is actually contributing to the chemicals and the processes time going a little bit quicker. Anytime you're adding heat to your lighteners or your color, you are inevitably going to speed it up, no matter what is inside. Hypercolor oil is inside of the product. So, but that's not for me to educate people on. That's definitely Jordan and Marissa, who are really well versed in that.
Elizabeth also asks what your thoughts are on heat processing.
I personally don't use a lot of heat. Sometimes I'll use heat only if I'm doing like hand painting with like a more gentle lightener with saran wrap. Again, heat just really speeds up. It's an accelerant is all heat does. And if you look at any color line, no color line really suggests using heat because it works fine without it. It just needs, you just need to wait the full process time. That's what I would do. I don't use a lot of heat. What about you, May?
The only time I use heat, I would say, is so my station is right by our door. So after I finish my foils, what I will do is put a towel on top of on top of these ones. Yeah, and I find that is going to give a much more controlled heat than the heater. If you really need to, you could yeah. So I really think taking into consideration your environment and where your station is at, what the setting in the salon is at. If the salon is really cold, you might need to maybe drape a warm towel on top, or just do a dry towel on top, just to kind of very gently use the heat from the head and the foils. But I can't tell you the last time I put the heater on my actual foils. And what I've been noticing, especially with the enlightenment powder, I'll start with 10, end with 20 or 25 volume, and just popping that towel on top just to keep the body heat in is plenty.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We're getting several dry shampoo questions. So currently in the line, we don't have a standard dry shampoo. That's probably a coming in the future situation. But did you, Marissa and Jordan, or
we do.
Yeah. So how about this? Not an aerosol dry shampoo, but I'll let the girls speak to the micronized dry texture poop, because it was actually created to be a little bit a styler and a dry shampoo, but I'll let them chat about it because they love it.
I use it a lot, and every time I use it, I initially I was like, oh, what a great volumizing product, and then I did notice, I was like, oh wait, my oil is actually gone too, so I would 100% be able to utilize that as both. And I love that it's in the puff form, because you can kind of get right up at that root, you get a little bit more grit and volume, but it's also going to absorb the oil.
Yeah, and we also do have that link within the chat too, so you guys can click right over there and learn more. Someone asked again about the $100 free product. It is going to be created individual codes and emailed to you directly if you attended the webinar today.
I also saw a question about education and support for Areté at Simply Organic, and how often we plan to have education. Is it here to stay? So because Areté is an owned brand of Simply Organic, education will always be here to stay and will come number one. And we were so excited to partner with passionate and expert individuals like the girls here. So I know they're filled with ideas to always keep the education fresh. And of course, as we release new products, and we're committed to releasing at least a couple new products every single year in new shades, there will always be nonstop inspirational education, because we understand how important it is.
I see a question about the colors being sold individually on the website. Yes, you can buy colors individually, and you can also customize color packages. We've also gotten several questions on if these products are safe to use on cancer patients. We don't like to make any of those recommendations. Obviously, they are, cleaner. However, we do say if you have clients in active treatment, that's best that they consult their doctors before introducing anything new to their system. And then this question is the line free of synthetic fragrance. Could you speak to a little bit of the fragrance that they're selling?
Yep. So our care, treatment, styling, all of that is synthetic fragrance free. We spoke about that a little bit earlier with the endocrine disruptors and why we're really proud of that. And it wasn't just about being free from synthetic fragrance, that is important, but it was also about choosing really lovely spa-like aromas for all of our products, which are natural. So we wanted all of the aromas to be very tranquil and transportive and really stimulate the five senses. So I think you'll find that the aromas are actually another strong suit of the line, and we didn't have the need to use synthetic fragrance.
Okay. We will answer a few more, and then as we said earlier as well, Jordan and Marissa will be hosting another webinar next week, and any of your questions we're happy to answer here at Simply Organic. And Marissa and Jordan are so great about stylist support as well. Someone did ask that they said, I'm used to using a demi for gray blending with a very diffused grow out. Will I get the same effect with a lower developer?
I would personally, you say what you would use, Marissa, but I do the same thing. And what I would do is I would utilize the 1:2 ratio with tin volume. And if it's fine hair, you could do the 1:2 ratio with 5 volume on lower levels. On the higher levels, like 7 and above, I would use the tin volume, but absolutely you can get the same effect.
Yeah, I actually talked a little bit on my stories about this last night because I've been educating for over 8 years, and honestly, I've never really used permanent color. That just wasn't something that I needed in my arsenal. Like I did at first, obviously, but I transitioned a lot of my clients out of it because I was able to do all of my coloring and services with just a demi line for gray blending. And so now I'm excited to have this because I can use Areté obviously as a permanent color, but I will mostly be using it as a demi. And I'm big on gray blending, all of that. So yes, I'm so excited to have this as an option to be able to use for gray blending, especially over highlights and just to cover a couple of those sparkles that our younger clients or older may come in with, and they're like, well, I just don't want to see it be white, you know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely, you can use it as a demi only if you really wanted to, or changing the ratio to make it more demi-like.
Great. Someone was asking about continued education and attending training sessions in a larger salon near them. Yes, absolutely. We're going to be announcing our education dates as they come. Marissa and Jordan will be announcing them on their personal socials, so make sure you're following them, but you'll never miss an announcement for where we're hosting a class and when we're hosting it. So just make sure that you're subscribed to our emails. That's typically the most direct way that you'll find that information. I'm getting a lot of the Facebook group questions. All of that information will be sent to you after the webinar as well. Let's see.
Powder lighter ammonia-free.
Bottles are glass, yes.
Yes, they are glass. Olive glass.
They're so pretty.
Someone's asking if the powder lightener is ammonia free.
That's our ammoniated lightener, and the butter lightener is ammonia free.
Okay, someone's requesting hands-on education on the West Coast. Yes, we will have education on the West Coast. Marissa is near Sacramento, so she's going to be hosting classes in her salon, as well as we'll have other California locations for classes as well.
And I believe that first one is in March, is on the West Coast, is in California, and Marissa is the host.
That's at my salon.
Yeah, so everyone will get that information very soon. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up today. Again, you can reach out to anyone on the Simply Organic Beauty team, Marissa or Jordan, if you have any further questions. And then just one more time, your $100 free product credit code will be sent to you directly to your email, and that way you can use it on your first Areté purchase. Okay, we will go ahead and see you guys all next week at our next webinar on the 26th. It will be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Marissa and Jordan will get more in depth into our Alchemic Color, and you'll kind of get to see it in action. Okay, we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for attending. It was great. And again, thank you, Marissa and Jordan. I think this was super beneficial to all of our attendees and our stylist community. So we're very excited to see what's next.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.